Hey everybody, remember we sand cast this the other day, and so there's the casting. So the first thing you got to do, and I already started this. I ordered a gross of 2/0 blades. I got one open here, and so I'm just going to cut through this. I want your saw blade straight up and down, or the whole saw. Brace it on your bench pin. And you could clamp it if you had to. Okay, that's about through. Just break that off. You can always look at your sprue here, and if it's free of porosity, that's a great sign. This one is. And so what I would do next is take an end cutter. Make sure you save all your metal. You should have a pan down here. I don't have one, but I can sweep it up later. Once we do that, got to take a look at the inside. That's what we want to finish first. If you have kind of a what they call a barrel burr, these work great. I lift it off of the bench pin because of the noise. I don't really care for that. You want to keep it moving. Yeah, don't keep it in one spot. Once you get some of those edges off, then you want to have a half-round file. These narrow ones are best, especially if it's like a lady's ring. If the video bounces up and down, it's because I'm in a trailer. You want to keep your pinky out of the way so you don't jam the end of the file into it. And you want to take long strokes that are pushing away. And then you just pull back. You want to get everything out of the inside if you can. I know what you want to do. Just put it on the mandrel, see what size it is. Check it on both sides. Now, if you got a hammer like this is a fairly heavy one. Normally I would hold this down by my leg just because it's quieter. But I got to keep it in the picture. This is how you can size it up a little bit. So I want to get it to an 8.5. Make sure you go all the way around. So by the time we finish the inside now, use emery to finish it. This is going to be right on an 8.5. So at this point we've got it at the right size. So kind of tip it, and then you can take the edge off. So the next thing is like what we want to do. If you've got this is a number 0 cut, so it's flat. So we want to hold this against the bench pin. So again, you want to have long strokes. Don't do this, because you're going to cause flat spots. You also, if this has an edge on it, and you hit the edge way up at the top, you're going to cause a groove. So you want to learn to have some control. It'll take you a while. I usually use my thumb here as a guide. Back in February, I cut this finger all the way around. It was kind of like hanging off, and so it's never been the same. So I tend to put it off to the side now. It's just, it looks fine, but it's totally numb. Do not hold it up in the air and file. People do that all the time, but you want to use this, use that to really support the piece. And so in this area, where it's a little more round, you could take your half round and lightly we just don't want to mess with any detail, but at least you can clean up the side. So now the ring is starting to get in the shape it's supposed to be. When you do a whole bunch of these, you'll get really fast. But when you're first learning, just take your time. Once you get this side here about done, and you can see like we have a bunch of stuff up here. There's a couple different ways you could handle that. You could use something like the barrel burr, and you can take that down. Or you could get a small file and take that down. Or another way to do it is you could take your saw, and I'm loosening you probably can't see it, but the back, so I can run the blade through. Try and keep this in the picture, but like this, and again, this stupid finger doesn't work, but you can cut that. Make sure you're not cutting at the bottom. This is probably the cleanest way to do this. If you start by going up. See, I just cut my finger. So get your get your finger out of the way. Once you get that side cut, then you're going to have to take the ring off, turn it around, slide it on. So that you can cut the other side. And really, if you took and you made like a groove here so that this could hook into it, I think I might be out of the picture if I came over here. I guess not. Let me see. It's getting kind of gross. Anyways, you get the idea. So we'll stop with the saw. We'll move over to the back side. And if you go to like Harbor Freight, you can get one of these great big files. This one's maybe getting a little dull, but again, you want to take nice long strokes. Use your bench pen. I'm using my thumb. Sometimes you'll slip and you'll run across your thumb, and it really hurts. But as you get better, you'll stop doing that. Flip it over. See, everything is done in steps. You always do the center first so you can get your finger size. That way, if you have to hammer, you don't end up having to file this twice. Then you go to the sides, and then you go to the back. At least that's my opinion. Some of you might do it different. This is a great casting. There's nothing to fill. See? Okay. Pay attention, Craig. So when you get into this area, you're just going to take your time. You don't want to mess up this other area. Flip it around. It's probably a really long video. Now, like this little area right here, this would be better to use the half round. So at this point, I would really take my time. And I'd work on these areas through here. We got a little pitted area right here. As soon as I get to my torch, I can show you how to fix that. But you got the idea here of how to do the basic part of finishing the ring. Up through here, that hole's going to have to be drilled, and then you're going to have to get, I don't think I have any good ones here. You want to get some, like a little barrette file. They make these that are a little bit bigger. This would work great to get into here. Clean all that up. Work on getting your prongs cleaned up. But that's about it. I think we'll stop it there. Thanks, everybody.